I'd like to call Paul Simon, Judge.
Okay, is Mr. Simon present?
The evidence you shall give the court on the issue pending shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
So help me God.
Have a seat, please.
All right, good afternoon, Mr. Simon.
Hello, how you doing today?
Mr. Simon, you understand why we're here, correct? Yeah. And I've asked you to come forward and speak in mitigation about your sister Leilani, okay? We're not here to argue with the verdict. The verdict's been rendered, but we are here to try and basically tell the court about Leilani. And so you've asked to speak. And is there anything you'd like to tell the court before the court imposes sentence, Paul?
So growing up, Leilani is my closest sibling. Growing up, she was always there for me whenever I needed her. Whenever I needed advice about anything, didn't matter what it was, she would always give it to me to the best of her ability. So, I mean, I love her. She's my sister. You know, I love Quinton. That's my nephew. You know, I love him just like he was my own blood. But at the end of the day, I'm not gonna sit here and live in the past when all I have is days ahead of me. And I'm gonna keep moving forward.
Okay. And with Leilani, whenever you lived in the house when this was going on, correct? How was she with the children at that point in time?
She was always pretty fair to them. I never saw her hit them. She would yell at them, but I mean, everybody gets frustrated, so.
Right.
I mean, I never really saw her hit them. You know, when Quinton and Zane and Sky, when they were all outside, she was out there watching them, making sure that none of them got too close to the pool. At a certain point, Zane would finally put his feet into the pool without throwing a tantrum, you know? So I never saw no abuse, never saw no bruises, besides from, like, you know, maybe Quinton running through the house and falling. I mean, can't help that. He was bow-legged. I mean, he could barely walk as it was.
You were close to Quinton, weren't you?
I was. He would come up to me and put his arms over my legs, and I'd just sit there and bounce him. 20, 30 minutes later, still going. You know, he'd wear me out. He'd beat me up.
Well, that being said, do you have an eye towards what you think the court should do with Leilani? I mean, the court's limited to either life with or without parole. And what are you here asking the court to do with Leilani's sentence?
In my opinion, she needs to spend time in prison, but at the same time, she's still extremely young. And regardless of how it looks, at the end of the day, she's still my sister. And I feel like even though she was convicted of what she was convicted of, she still deserves a chance, even if it's later in her life, to have an opportunity to live her life still.
And that's what you're asking for, correct? Is life with parole, correct?
Yes, sir.
And I'm not trying to put words in your mouth. I just wanted to be clear, okay?
Yes, sir.
Is there anything else you wanted to tell the court about your sister?
Just I love you, sister. And I hope you make it through it.
And Mr. Dean might have some questions for you, Paul, okay?
No questions, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. Mr. Simon, you may step down.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, we just heard from the first defense witness, her brother, and I think he summed up what anyone who would speak on behalf of a sentence for a convicted murder of life without parole, life with parole, is what he said. She needs to spend time in jail, but at the same time, she's still very young and deserves an opportunity. Go to social media. Let us know what you think about what the sentence should be. I'm going to take a look at that when we come back. We're going to take you back in for more of the sentencing hearing.
Tonight on Closing Arguments, a young mother faces sentencing after being convicted of murdering her 20-month-old son. We'll bring you the very latest in the murder of Quinton Simon.
Closing Arguments with Vinnie Politan, tonight at 8/7 Central, only on Court TV. Join Court TV's Vinnie Politan with the latest and breaking true crime stories.
Now, let's look at the other side of all of that.
Vinnie Politan Investigates. Tonight, 9/8 Central, only on Court TV.
Air Matchmaker.
Before we get you back into court, we have the latest developments out of Idaho, where the death penalty will remain on the table for defendant Brian Kohberger. Earlier this month, Kohberger's defense argued to remove the death penalty as an option if he is convicted in the case. They claim that international, federal, and Idaho state law all make capital punishment inappropriate.
When I'm standing before you representing Mr. Kohberger and saying to you that Idaho doesn't have a real means of executing someone. The firing squad ended up on the books because of the difficulty obtaining the drugs to kill somebody. And that's the real problem here. The firing squad hasn't been funded well enough to be built.
I think they're building it right now, as I recall, from the media at least, that the construction's actually underway. But I may be wrong about that.
And Judge Stephen Hippler was not swayed and denied the defense's motion. Kohberger is charged with murder in the stabbing deaths of 4 University of Idaho students. His trial is scheduled for August of next year, and of course, Court TV will be there for it all. Now let's turn back to Georgia, where sentencing is underway for convicted mom Leilani Simon. She was found guilty just last month of murdering her toddler son, Quinton, and then dumping his body into a dumpster back in 2022. Let's go back into court now. The defense's next witness, the second witness for the defense, has taken the stand. This is Kimberly Hill, a childhood friend of Simon's. Let's go in.
State your name, please, ma'am.
My name is Kimberly Hill.
Okay, and Ms. Hill, how do you know Ms. Leilani Simon?
Me and Leilani met when we were young, 15, 16. I was 15, she was 16.
Ms. Hill, I can tell you're a soft voice. I'm going to ask you to scoot up a little bit to the mic.
Is this better?
That is much better.
Yes, ma'am.
You have to speak up. They're recording everything we say and do.
I completely understand.
All right.
We met when I was 15 and she was 16. We met through a mutual friend.
Mm-hmm.
We were both very young, it was before kids. And she was so kind. I was very clueless and dumb at 15. I came from a very sheltered home, and she could have taken advantage of me very easily, but she didn't. Instead, she showed me everything. I mean, she showed me all around Savannah. She showed me how to act and how to talk, and in a setting that wasn't. It was very awkward as a kid. She really helped me through all of that, and she was very kind to me. Like I said, she had the opportunity to take advantage of me, and she didn't. We were friends for a couple of years, and I was away for about 2 years, a year and a half or so we didn't really get to talk that much. And by the time I reconnected, she had had her first baby, and we would hang out quite often. She was always concerned about him. Always, every time I saw her, whether it was the first child or after the second child, it was always, I'm going to be better, I'm going to do better, I'm doing better, I'm working towards something better. She always made an effort, and you could tell that she cared, even if she made the wrong decisions.
Okay. And you understand why we're here today, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And what's your most recent interaction with Ms. Simon?
About 6 months to a year prior to everything that had happened, I did distance myself just because I could tell we were going in different directions in life.
You can be honest. What did you mean by that?
She was hanging around the wrong crowd, from what I presumed, and I was going to college. I was getting my degree. I was working in a very professional setting, and I just didn't have time to go all the way out. It was very far where I was living. I was in Savannah. I can't remember where it was, but it was about an hour and a half near Waynesboro. It was pretty far. So it was just very difficult to see her, and I also didn't want to get caught up in anything just in case. I wasn't aware of anything, but I didn't want to be aware of anything if there was.
And that was probably, if not correct, 2021, early 2022?
Like late 2020, early 2021 is probably around the last time that we had hung out.
All right. Have you reconnected with her since then, since this all transpired, or no?
No, sir.
So basically your experience was as teenagers for the most part?
From 15 to 2021.
Okay. So for about 5 years?
Yes, sir.
Just trying to nail it down?
Of course.
All right. And you understand what we're here for, but that's the person you remember, is that
yes, sir.
kind, gentle soul.
Even though everything happened, it wouldn't be right for me to not come here and speak on what I experienced.
And that's all the questions I have. Is there anything further you'd like to add?
I hope you're doing okay.
And Mr. D might have some questions for you.
Okay.
Thank you. Just give me 1 second.
No questions, Your Honor.
All right, Ms. Hill, you may step down.
Thank you.
Thomas Howell's next, Judge.
Mr. Howell?
The evidence you shall give the court on the issue pending shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes. Good afternoon, Judge.
State your name, please, sir.
Thomas Howell.
Okay. And Mr. Howell, how are you related to Miss
I am Leilani's stepfather.
Okay. And how long have you been her stepfather?
Well, about going on 12 years.
So not like 2 years ago
No,
or 3
sir.
years ago. So it's been a while.
Yes, sir.
All right. So you helped raise her, right?
Yes.
Okay. And you're married to Billy Joe, just to be clear, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And Danny and Leilani and Quinton and Zane and Sky were all living with y'all in October of 2022, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And at that point in time, either you and Billy Joe were working or you were at home, right?
Yes, sir.
And just to be clear, how long would y'all be gone when you were out working?
Well, at that time, I was working in Anderson, South Carolina. And so some weekends I'd have to work weekends, so I just stayed there the whole week. The other weekends, when I did only work, we work usually our standard hours is 4/10s. So I'd come home on the weekends and then go back Monday morning.
So it was normally like 4 on, 3 off?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And then that's what I was trying to get to. So you'd be gone for 4 days and back for 3 days?
Yes, sir, Monday through Thursday. I'd come back Thursday night.
Right. So, and you understand we're here for sentencing today, correct?
Yes, sir.
And you also understand the sentencing is limited. I mean, it's either going to be life with parole or life without parole, correct?
Yes, sir.
And I'm asking you to tell the court what you'd like to tell the court about Leilani in fashioning that sentence.
Well, Leilani was very smart. In school, she could pretty much take a test and not study for it and pass it. I mean, that's how smart she was. And like I say, when you're not on drugs, you're a total different person. And Leilani just got into drugs, and it just, I guess maybe you could say, made her somebody different. And pretty much all I'm asking is that she have a chance one day to come out in the world and I understand, but nobody knows what happened to that youngin'. Nothing's been proven what happened to her, to him. And I just would ask for one day she'd be able to walk amongst us. I mean, I probably won't be here. I mean, I'm up in age, but that she'd at least be given one more chance in life instead of just putting her away and throwing away the key.
Anything further you want to add, Mr. Howell?
No, sir.
Mr. Dean might have some questions for you.
All right.
Okay?
Sir, I have no questions for you.
You ready?
You may step down, Mr. Howell.
Thank you.